Economic Relief Act 1963 Section 28 recession in certain circumstance of contract for the sale or lease of the immovable property, the specific performance of which has been degraded 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 D E C R D E C D E C R double E D degrade section 28 recession in certain circumstance of contract for the sale or lease of immovable property, the specific performance of which has been degraded where in any suit in degrade for specific performance of a contract for the sale or lease of the immovable property has been made and purchaser or lessee does not within the period allowed by the degree of or such further period as the court may allow pay the purchase money or other sum which the court has ordered him to pay. The vendor or leaser may apply in the same suit in which the degree is made to have the contract rescinded and on such application court by order resigned rescind the contract either so far as regard the party in default or altogether such as such as a justice of the case may be required 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 inbuilt remedy of recession in degree of the specific performance inbuilt remedy of recession in degree of the specific performance section 28 enable the court to put in inbuilt remedy of the recession in a degree of specific performance where a degree of specific performance has been passed in respect of a contract for the sale or lease of immovable property, but the party to whom such relief has been granted does not pay the price within the time delimit the seller may ask the court for recession. The court will direct the purchaser or lessee if he has already taken or possession to restore it to the seller and also to pay him rent for the period during which he enjoyed the benefit of the possession where justice so required the court may order refund of the earnest money if any paid by the vendee of lessee where on the other hand vendee or lessee has reposed the money has directed by the court may be allowed any relief as may same just to the court in the circumstance contract not automatically adjust guide on degree of specific performance हो गया degree where there was no outer limit for payment of balance amount of the price and on the asking of the court the purchaser deposit the balance amount in the court and it was found that the vendor were not carrying out their part of agreement the remedy of recession was not allowed to such vendor limitation in application for recession ought to be filed within 3 years from the date of the degree for specific performance the case of action commence from the date of degree and not from the date of the dismissal of application filed by vendee Wendy, applicable order, applicable order in order section 28. Section 28 for rescinding in agreement amount to a degree in appeal like against such order and not revision. Alternative prayer for recession in suit for specific performance. Section 29. Section 29, as provided by Section 29 of the Specific Relief Act 1963, the plaintiff may, in a suit for specific performance, make a prayer that if such relief cannot be granted, the contract may be rescinded. He has to make delivery of the instrument for being cancelled. But the Section 29 सेक्शन 29 क्या कहता है? अल्टरनेटिव प्रेयर फॉर रिसेशन इन सूट फॉर स्पेसिफिक परफॉर्मेंस सेक्शन 29 अल्टरनेटिव प्रेयर फॉर recession in suit for specific performance. Alternative prayer for recession in suit for specific performance. In a plaintiff instituting a suit for the specific performance of a contract in writing may pray in the alternative that if the contract extension of time where the court, while ordering specific performance in favor of the plaintiff, directed him to pay the balance amount within a specified date, and that on this failure to do so this case would be dismissed. It was held on this failure to do so that the court could grant him extension of time. Recession and equity. Section 30 pay down that the court may require party rescinding to do equity. It provide Section 30 court may require party rescinding to do equity on adjoining the recession of a contract. The court may require the party to whom such relief is granted to restore so far as may be any benefit which he may have received from the other party, and to make any compensation to him which justice may require. Rectification of instrument section 26. Rectification of instrument 26 section 26 of Specific Relief Act 1903 provide remedy for rectification of instrument. The term instrument has been defined in section 2 clause 14 of the Indian Stamp Act second of the 1899. Accordingly, instrument including every document by which any right or liability is over proposed to be created, transfer, limited, extend or recorded. A suit therefore, like for the rectification of a will in degree, and also for rectification of an award degree on the ground of fraud, the word instrument who never does not including the article of association. 26 Section 26 when instrument may be rectified. When through fraud or a mutual mistake of the party, a contract or other instrument in writing not being the article of association of a company to which the Company Act 1956 does not express their real intention, then either party or this representative in interest may institute a suit to have the instrument rectified, or the plaintiff may, in any suit in which any right rising under the instrument is in issue, claim in this pleading that the instrument may rectified initial to be proved mistake Mistake. The mistake to form a ground for the relief of a rectification must be mutual and not unilateral. Not unilateral. Mistake. The mistake to form a ground for the relief of rectification must be mutual, not unilateral mistake. The mistake to form a ground for the relief of rectification must be mutual, not unilateral. A mistake on one side may be a ground of defense or a ground for rescinding a contract but not for correcting or rectifying mistake to form a ground. Mistake to form a ground for the relief of a rectification must be mutual, not unilateral. A mistake on one side may be a ground of defense or a ground for rescinding a contract but not for correcting or rectifying. Correcting cancellation of instrument, section 31 to 33. Section 31 to 33. Section 31 to 33 of the Specific Relief Act 1963 provide for the cancellation of instrument. Cancellation of instrument, section 31. When cancellation may be ordered. When cancellation may be ordered, any person against who a return instrument return instrument is voidable. Return instrument is voidable when cancellation may be ordered. When cancellation may be ordered, any person against who a instrument is return instrument is voidable and who has reasonable apprehension that such instrument, if left outstanding, may cause him serious injury, may sue to have it adjourned, 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 void or voidable, and the court may in its discretion so adjudge it and order to be delivered up and cancelled. To if the instrument has been registered under the Indian Registration Act 1908, the court shall also send a copy of it degree to officer in whose office the instrument has been so registered, and such office shall not on the copy of the instrument contained in this book the fact of its cancellation. Fact of this: who can seek cancellation? Who can seek cancellation? Who can seek cancellation? Okay, who? No unilateral cancellation, only by court order. Only by court order. Yeah, only by court order. No unilateral cancellation, only by court order. A transfer by way of sale was made absolute by transfer of the property from the transfer or purchaser. Transfer or purchaser. Limitation. There was no pleading in the plaintiff seeking exemption from the law of the limitation in term of the order 7 rule 6 CPC. Section 32. What instrument may be partly cancelled? Wherein instrument is evidence of different right or different obligation, the court may in a proper case cancel it in part and allow it to stand for the residue. This section corresponding with section 40 यानी कि 40 section 40 of the repealed specific relief. This section correspond with section 40 of the repealed Specific Relief Act 1877. That section carried the following illustration: A. Draw a bill on B who endorse it to C by who it appear to be endorsed to D who endorsed to E. C endorsement is forget. C is entitled to have such instrument cancel, leaving the bill to stand in other respect.